Back with another episode. Ultra Fly Talk. How you doing, sir?
I'm doing pretty damn good, sir. Cannot complain right now. Just burning the last few hours I have before I have to go start my new job.
And that's what's up, man. Like you were like obviously you don't have to express the location and shit, but you're getting into a new field and shit. That ain't something
Yeah,
something you probably haven't really done before in that sense of professionally.
never,
That's what's
never.
up. That's what's up.
Like, yeah, it's one thing to like sell drugs in the parking lot or like give like sell weed to your friends or whatever. It's another thing to do it like professionally, like you said, basically.
Yeah,
So it should be something else.
it's good, man. It's gonna be. I feel like it's gonna be a good fit for you, but beyond obviously the fact of enjoyment, but it's like, yeah, man. Because at that point, it's like you're doing things you more or less know of, and you can actually enjoy it, opposed to and make money for doing it. Obviously, opposed to fucking just tripping on the fact of like maybe being somewhere you might not want to be at the time. You know. So
Exactly.
yeah, I'm hoping it's a real good fit for you, G.
I am as well. I'm just at this point, I'm just treating it like another day at like another job, basically. Like
Yeah,
still day one for me. So it's just like starting new jobs is always weird. So it's always just a thing, right? You just got to get over that initial first stages of like finding out what you're doing, like how things work around there and getting to know the people and all that. Once you get over that, I think you're pretty much fine.
yeah, man. It's like it's weird because like I feel like when you get to a new job, like it's almost like on some high shit. Like you almost equate it to like going to like a new school or whatever. Like because you have to like, okay, who's the cool motherfucker? Like who's the person who knows all the life hacks and shit at the office? It's funny in that regard, bro. Funny.
It's just bizarre, man. It's just a new like social environment you have to acclimate yourself to, and at the same time, it's also somewhere where you have to work, despite it being like still being it's still going to be a social environment because you still have to get along with these people and you still have to the people who come in and all that you still have to interact with them and whatnot. So I still consider it a social environment as much as it is work and whatnot because in the end it's just you're like I said like you have to interact with people all day.
Yeah, man. And it's like you're definitely gonna be encountering like multiple different like the fact that it's many different people, but it's like different energies. Like, because if Buddy comes in there on a weird kind of vibe or whatever, it's like, all right, this could turn left, even though we want it all to go right. It's could go
Mm-hmm.
left. It's like what the fuck. But no, I feel you. I feel you. But it's good though. It's real good. I've been like,
Definitely something else. That's all I can say right now. I haven't tried it, so this like I said, this is day one, so it's all like about we'll just see. I'm just keeping my
yeah,
expectations here.
yeah, keep that. No, of course, and like as you should, I guess. You know what I mean? Like once you get there, obviously you have a better understanding. Um, uh, but it's good. It's good regardless. Um, I've been speaking of like dispensaries and shit. Yeah, man. Like I realized there's like a 1-2 in the area. I was like, that's what's up. Like mess around and like just going on random walks and shit, seeing what's out there or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
I got to realize like there's definitely like and like as you know when you go there, there's like many social gatherings and stuff like that are brewing up now that things are starting to open up. So when people go to like dispensaries, like
Mm-hmm.
you'll see a lot more people at these dispensaries than you would have the last couple weeks. Even it's like shit. This is getting out of hand, bro. But I'm glad because it's like it's showing how many people are into the culture in that regard. You put it
It's
into consideration.
actually
What were you saying?
sorry, go ahead.
No, it's all good. It's
It's
all good.
just wild. Like it's actually wild. Like ever since like it got legalized, like how many people have been just like more open about like their like like time with weed in the past, and even like nowadays coming into like starting like picking it back up again or starting for the first time ever. Like a lot of people like it's just crazy. Like I was the other day, I was at the bar and there was this older fellow there, and he asked me like what my recommendations would be if he wanted to start getting back into it. And I sat there and gave him like I sat there and talked to him for about 20 minutes, gave him like a whole like rundown of like what you need to like recommendations and all that stuff because everything's changed so much since the 60s or whenever the fuck the last time he smoked was. So like
facts,
it's
bro.
wild. It's absolutely wild.
You know what's crazy though, bro? The fact that you recommended him whatever you did, that's probably that compared to what he had last. That's probably that gas, meaning that's probably gonna put him down like that shit. Because even us young guys, bro, sometimes you might take one or two hits out of the bong, bro. You high as a giraffe neck, but at the same time, you're fucking around like you're fucking around just heart racing and shit like that. So it's like, and you can quote unquote handle it, but it's like homie who's a little bit older, this guy's gonna be tripping, obviously. Like, granted, obviously, I'm assuming he's not gonna just sit there and take no big ass tokes and shit, but you know what I mean? Like, I'm just assuming that. Granted, you recommended him some of that. Say you were like, "Yo, OG Kush is a good one," and then he goes
Oh,
gets.
I didn't do anything like that. I didn't give him any gas right away because I was like, if I recommended to you the stuff that I smoke, you'd be dead. Like I just
No,
straight up
that's what's so wild about it, bro. That's what's so wild is like, because it's you see these types of characters. Obviously, granted, when you start work, like you'll probably on your first day today, you'll probably see people all different walks of life, bro. I saw a buddy come out the dispensary, uh, just hair white as snow and shit, and I'm thinking to myself, he's definitely off that good shit now, like that. He's probably smoking on that pink Kush or whatever else there is out there. And I'm smiling to myself saying, yeah, bro, like no matter what happens, I don't know. I'm just gonna try to continue to enjoy this type of shit, right? Like, because you can't, in my opinion, it's like you, of course, people can be like, yo, man, don't do this, don't do that, slow down, or why are you spending your money on this, or why are you doing that? Like, just as far as like, and not about trying to control one's life, but more just about like asking questions like, yo, man, like, are you sure you're trying to do this or whatever the case is? Like, because people sometimes they might show their concern in different ways. So I don't always try to take offense and be like, oh, you don't own my life or whatever. It's sometimes I just look at it like, oh shit. But I say all that to say it's like the enjoyment, bro. Being able to enjoy what you want to enjoy.
Hey man, you could be spending your money on a 12 pack and an 8 ball too on the weekend. So like if you're gonna spend your money on like a couple buds of weed or whatever, there's a lot of worse things you could be spending your money on that would fuck you up way more long term than just smoking weed. And at the end of the day, make you still keep you still like a functioning member of society too, like in between like the shifts and whatnot. Like I think it's essential basically. If they want like you want more like long-term stable workers, I think you want more people smoking weed than you want people drinking and doing fucking whatever else. But that's just my 2 cents.
No, but that's it. But it makes sense though, because it's like whenever I indulge in certain things, as far as like alcohol or whatever, like I kind of like, it's not that it's a bad thing because it's never real judgment. It's everyone has to each their own. Everyone has their own things that they enjoy, because you can enjoy things and not do it or not overdo it. Like enjoying things in moderation. That's totally cool, bro. You want to get wild wasted and shit like that, enjoy yourself. And then at least like, okay, I'm gonna go hard the next 2-3 days or whatever. I'll drinking water or whatever. But tonight I'm gonna go crazy. Enjoy yourself, bro. Fucking, it's your life. That's the whole point. That's the whole beauty of it. But it's like with me, sometimes I don't fare well with it. Like depending on if you're mixing and you're doing this and that, opposed to having just one straight drink throughout the night. People's vibes get different. Like I'd be tripping sometimes. Like, you know what I mean?
May have a recommendation on that.
Well, fuck it. With that being said, express the recommendation if you can.
Cottage Springs. They're vodka soda, but they're like a seltzer sort of thing. So it's kind of like a soda. It's like basically like drinking a soda. There's no sugar in it. There's no carbs in it. Nothing like that. There's 4 different flavors. They're all pretty tasty. The lemon, lime, watermelon, cherry, and peach. The watermelon's amazing. Like there's so much like taste to it. Like it's synthetic tasting, obviously, but it's amazing tasting. Oh, I hate to just give them free shout out, but they're a Canadian company, so I don't mind shouting them out at all. They're actually down in your neck of the woods. They're in Toronto. But yeah, they're great. They're great. They're like 5%. So it's like drinking a beer, but it's only like a small, like the same, like a soda can, basically like a taller soda can, but like, it's not that bad. And it's not you can drink as many of those as you want. And like, I think I can consistently drink about 6 in a night. And that's where it's like, okay, and now it's going to start getting a little fucking rocky after that. But like, They're
Not
really good. But they're also really dangerous too because you can just if you like get a taste for them, you can just keep firing them back, and it's just like, oh, all of a sudden I put away like 20. Jesus.
oh man, and then you're wasted for the night and for the day and the night that you just hey bro. But at the same time, I feel you. It's like dude, don't get me wrong, you're 100% right because I've actually had like whether it's like certain beers or certain like mixtures. If you that Captain Morgan and that Coke that Captain got me leaning, bro.
Oh,
That shit got
boy.
me that shit back in university and shit, bro. I was wilding when I was
Your
drinking that
sea
shit,
legs,
bro.
that shit.
But I say, bro, that was my slogan, bro. Captain got me leaning. But every time, because every time you be out here, just you be leaning on the chick, bro. Just arm around her, walking through the party or whatever case. And you're saying to yourself, bro, I'm tripping. And she's drunk too, but she's sober enough to be able to somehow hold you up a bit as far as back in those days or whatever. And you're saying to yourself, bro, I got to do better. I can get drunk, but not that drunk. Shit, like, motherfucker. But I'm laughing, but it's like, yeah, man, 100%. Like, I'm just saying, I guess everyone has their tolerance levels and shit like that. But I smile because it's like, man, that shit is funny as fuck. We just all have to, I guess, find our remedies, you know?
I found that one. That one has
Oh,
been the one I can consistently drink with, like, and drink a lot of it, and not have to like. Again, you get hangovers in the morning, but they're not like fucking hangovers. Like if you drink like a bunch of like whiskey or drink a bunch of fucking Captain Morgans the night before, you're fine. Like there's not, like I said, there's no sugar in any of it, so it's that
yeah,
part's eliminated.
that's super helpful. Yeah, super helpful. The non-sugar, because that sugar, like even if you drink like one of them cider drinks or whatever, or if you have like the Captain and Coke with all the sugar in the Coke, right, and in the fucking cap, but yeah, bro, that's why it's like you have to find like you how you found that remedy for yourself, bro. It's dope. That's definitely dope. That's why I kind of just stick to the herbs and spices, especially how like when I say herbs and spices, my bad. People who are listening understand I mean herbs and spices as far as just the weed itself and the THC that as a spice that's crumbled on it. Not spices as in any of that, you know what I mean? That harder stuff, so to speak. I'm not into any of that. But you gotta clarify that because some people might trip. There you go. As you can see that you gotta actually say something. My bad, Trent.
That is keef. That is a lot of fucking keef. Where is it? There we are. That is a lot of keef, my friends. Basically, this is just what falls off the bud, and it collects over. If they take this and they put it with some other stuff, and I don't know exactly how they do it, compress it, do some other stuff. They can make hash out of all this stuff, but this stuff on top of a bowl in a joint, whatever have you, fucks your day up. It's the only way I could put it. Like, holy
No,
shit,
Trent,
you get enough
you're
of that in your system. It's whoo.
you're so right, and that's the thing that's crazy about it. Because like to come to think, similar to you, I don't have that much, but like I have a good amount saved up, and I'm thinking to myself because I'm crazy in the sense of when I have like a grinder for let's just say 7 months, it'll get to the point where you can't twist and turn it because all the whether it's THC or whatever that's built up, right? Metal ones. And it
Mm-hmm.
sucks because you don't want to always like, yes, you can chip out and scrape it down and make it so that it's like yeah, no, for sure, grinder grease. No, like, and that's what it is. But it's like, granted, you don't have that, and granted, you don't have the wherewithal to like scrape the shit out of everything. Like you just like, I don't have the time to sit here and be diligent and scrape everything. It's like you might get rid of it. So you scrape out all your THC into something, and sometimes, and well, most times, like guys will unfortunately find like a little plastic container. Now the problem with that is it's free game. You can't do that because if you fuck around and leave it in there for too long, the THC will start to taste like plastic because it's like it takes on like the scent of the thing. So so it's like basically I've had to waste so much of it because I leave it in there too long, forgetting about it, find it again, take one or two scoops, Trent, and then it tastes like plastic, and you're like, fuck, I got to throw this whole thing out.
You need to get one of those, like some of those like little glass vials. They sell them at Dollarama and
Exactly.
shit.
Exactly.
Those things are great. My brother has a few of those, and he put them in there, and they're like, he can pack like I don't know how many grams or so in them, but like they're tiny little vials, and the glass too, right? So it's not going to take on that shit.
No, and that's the thing, bro. It's like finding these different little remedies and life hacks are crucial. Like for example, don't have my whip anymore. It is what it is. Y'all already know. Well, some people don't know, but it is what it is. Messed it up, fixed it again, but it got rid of it after. Anyway, I be seeing people walking around with what looks like, like those little wagons that little kids would be sitting in. It looks like that, but it's not that. Like it's like a fabric, like a fabric, a breezy fabric that they use to hold like different groceries and different other shit in there, right? And I'm saying to myself, it's so smart because, yeah, somebody might look at you crazy, like, is this guy walking around with a big ass wagon? But it's like you're using that to transport your groceries as someone who doesn't have a car or somebody who doesn't want to use transportation, especially if the grocery store is in walking distance. You don't even have to take a bus to it. Shit like that, right? So I just say all that to say it's like, if you find, to the people listening, if you find different life hacks and you think you might be goofy and shit like that or look goofy, bro, do that shit. Who cares who cares if anyone's gonna judge you? I see people winning at life. Like I saw a lady, like how people laugh when it's raining out and people wear garbage bags because they don't have enough money for a quote unquote poncho or whatever, for example. But it's like, laugh. But when I get to work dry and you're drenched because you want to be too cool for an umbrella, that's on you. Or too cool to improvise, that's on you, bro. I saw one motherfucker, bro. He had plastic bags over his shoes. He got to work, took the bags off his shoes, bro. And this motherfucker's shoes were dry as shit. I was laughing, but then I thought about, I'm like, wait a minute, that's smart as fuck. Fuck am I saying? Like what? Like, but it's like it might look goofy to somebody, but then it's like, who cares? Like, how am I? Like, you know what I mean? Like, how am I going to judge this guy when his shoes are dry and mine are wet? How can I be the one laughing? Do you know what I mean? Like, I don't know if that makes sense because it's like you can laugh and be like, you look so stupid, bro. His shoes are dry. People might be like, man, what are you talking about? But it's like, think about what I'm saying, people.
Two statements come to mind when we think of that. The first is when you taught me this, work smarter, not harder. So that's all what that is. And the other one is, if it's stupid and it works, it's not stupid. Like, it works. So it did exactly what it was supposed to do. So it can't be considered stupid, even if it looks like weird or just out of sorts. If it works, it works.
That's the beauty, Trent. That's the freaking beauty. Because I'll tell you this much. For example, before Corona, sometimes I'll be using my little latex gloves when I'm smoking. If I'm smoking a big ass joint, I'll be wearing my little latex gloves, and somebody might laugh and be like, "Yo, that looks so stupid." But what you guys don't understand is sometimes when you're smoking a super big joint, you'll leave so much res on your fingers and shit that you got to spend hours to, like, if you care. I'm saying some people just don't care. They'll have the resin on their hands. Cool. I'm not that dude. I want my hands to be clean, whether I'm dealing with women, whatever cases. I want my hands to be clean in that regard, bro. Like, I'm not out here to be one of, like, necessarily grungy or whatever. But I say all that, and not saying that, you know what I mean, live your life, people. But for me, I'm not that way. So I just say certain life hack I had was wearing certain gloves and shit. Or even if you're doing whatever, like you're fixing your fucking bike chain. Some dudes will fucking black grease all on their fingers opposed to wearing gloves and fixing it and not have grease on your fingers. Like, but people will laugh at me. Okay, cool. Just little things like that, bro. It's the same concept for like you doing whatever. Like, for example, if you were a woman and you got your hair done and you put a shower cap on so your hair doesn't get affected in the shower. Why the fuck wouldn't you do that if you just paid X amount of $100 to get your hair done earlier that day or whatever? I'm just saying, like, people don't think sometimes, but you're making life hacks that are making your life 100% easier every day. Like you said, if it's stupid but it works, it is not stupid because that's just somebody's fucking perception of the shit.
I agree. I agree. Just people out here just want to be judging and hating because they didn't come up with it or it doesn't look cool or whatever the fuck.
Yeah, man. But it's like, and even with that being said, it's like these whole ass motherfuckers, like, if you have the opportunity to make your life easier, but then you don't do it because of fear of what somebody else will think of you or whatever, it's unfortunate. It's super unfortunate. Because in context, like that's an insecurity. And it's not about judgment and saying you're insecure, but it's more about saying, yo, I want you to fucking do the goofy shit that you think somebody's gonna think is goofy. But realistically, it's something that's, bro, I saw one dude, he was skateboarding and he had two of his dogs running and shit, like basically pulling his skateboard and shit. But the dogs look like snow, basically like snow dogs. So we up here in Canada. But it was funny as shit because it was like, bro, they was on a mission, bro. They was gliding through the city, and I was laughing my ass off because I was thinking to myself, if this guy hits a rock, because I used to skateboard in my younger years, bro, if he hits a rock, that's it. Them two dogs are gonna be pulling him on the ground. He's gonna be like, Phoebe, Phoebe, stop, Phoebe. He's gonna be yelling at whatever goofy name the dog has and shit. I say Phoebe because like little names like that are so, it's like a big ass fucking pit bull or some shit, big ass Rottweiler's name is Phoebe and shit. Like, what's wrong with people when they but that's what type of time people be on, bro. Straight up. But nah, man, all I'm saying is like, whether it's down to the herbs or down to the life hacks you find out in life or on your daily every day or whatever, it's like, use that shit, bro. Because I promise you this, like, no one's gonna, it's only you who's gonna be dealing with you or living with you in that regard of like, oh, why does she do that? Why does she do that? It's like, because it makes life easier. Maybe like people got to start adapting this shit instead of worrying about why they do it. If they see it work better for you, start doing that shit, bro. I don't know. It's different. It's different. And I'm glad, like, I'm starting to, like, not even just me, but like us, like different people who I have conversations with, I'm realizing like people are starting to truly develop like a sense of maturity, bro. A sense of, all right, yes, we all fall short. We all mess around and slip and stumble, whatever. That is life. But it's like we genuinely have like there's some type of way or purpose in our minds to be like, yo, let me at least try to get a little bit better each day. Make it through each day, but try to get a little bit better each day at the same time. And it's like, that shit is dope too. Being able to recognize life hacks and recognize certain maturity in people. Take us a far ass way, in my opinion, bro.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, man, I be high. I don't know. I know, man's be out here fried and shit, man. Man's be out here baked and shit.
Fucking 1 in the afternoon, just blasted. Holy,
bro. But it's because it's different. It's not the exact same as if you were to start sipping on a beverage. Not saying you can't sip on a beverage as early as 10 a.m., 9 a.m. However, you can wake up out the bed, crack a beer if you want to, if you're that type of dude. But what I'm saying is, with the herbs and spices, bro, you can just roll out of bed and Pablo Escobar that shit and just light one up and just, because it's like especially if it's a sativa, it's not going to just put you right back to the bed. Yeah, bro, you can then you're up and about like you fucking, like you're on a limitless pill or some shit. Just out here tripping shit, all baked and shit. I can see everything. I can see everything. Yo, bro, but it's real. It's real. Fuck, man. But yeah, man. I don't know. I don't know how you feeling. If you're down, like we I don't know if you have anything else you wanted to express to the people, bro. You good? Like I'm chirping.
Nah, I think I got it all right now for this one, anyways.
Right. That's what's up. Well, fuck it, we out here. To the people listening, just remember, like this is our lifestyles, our opinions. You know what I mean? But again, if in some way, shape, or form, like y'all could take this and vibe with it, rock with it, take anything from it, please do, bro. Never feel ashamed to live your life and grow at your pace. You know what I mean? Because motherfuckers be out here trying to do. You know what I mean? But we ain't out here to be out here judging. You can tell by how we be vibing and shit. Like, yo, live your life, people. Enjoy yourself. You know?
Fuck but yeah, it's too short.
There you go. There you go. My name's Graham.
I'm Trent.
And yo, this is another episode of Ultra Fly Talk. Thanks for rocking with us. Double O, when you double O in the go.